Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Vice Rhino here. John of Godless Engineer over there. I actually pointed the right direction the first try this time. I'm getting better at this.
Yeah. What's up, heathens? How y'all doing?
Okay, so Blade Runner down in the chat was kind of ribbing me for being late because I started at 8:31 instead of 8:30, and he said he's German, so he's punctual. And I rather like this. If Harold Camping would have been German, the rapture would have happened.
Yeah.
Indeed. Oh, when was that? That was like 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Something like that. And then that wasn't his first time either. I think that was like his second or third time where he tried to calculate the end of the world. But I mean, it's been a while.
So I'm thinking of the one that happened in New York City, and it like right around the time that he said it was going to happen, some storm clouds started gathering.
Yeah.
And then nothing happened.
Yeah.
Oh, Shannon Q is in the chat, and I apparently haven't made her a moderator yet. Do I want to make her a moderator? She is Shannon.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you better make her a moderator. I mean, you live closer to her than I do, I guess, considering I'm not Canadian.
Yes, if I make her a moderator, there could be trouble. If I don't make her a moderator, there will be trouble. Hi, Shannon. All right, so yeah, just some news before we get going into the news, personal news. I have now started my ADHD medication. Had my doctor's appointment earlier this week.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm hoping it'll help. So far, I didn't have that experience that some people have described, where like you take the medication and it's like, oh, is this what it's like to like be able to finish what you start and like think of something that you need to do and just do it. I didn't have that, but also this has not been a normal week for me.
Yeah,
because my kids are out of town, and so like everything's just been all over the place. So like, yeah, I cleaned out my closet. Maybe that was because the meds helped me realize that was something I needed to do. Maybe that was hyperfocus. I'm not done, and there's a bunch of stuff laying on my bedroom floor that needs to be picked up. So, we'll see. It's a trial period. We gotta see if it works.
I mean, maybe it'll start helping out. Who knows? Could take a little bit.
It could. Well, yeah, and also it's like they start you on a low dose because like they're addictive and they can cause heart problems if in high quantity. So they want to start you on as low a dose as possible and like work you up to the one that works for you. Also, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to drink while I'm on them. They have technically worn off by now, but I will not be drinking this evening because I want to talk to my doctor about that first.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm pretty sure I can still have my morning tea.
I would bet so. I think normally it's just alcohol that they warn you against.
Well,
because it could enhance.
With this specifically, it's a stimulant plus a depressant, and both of them have heart stuff as their side effects. So they're two drugs fighting each other and also fighting your heart at the same time. It might not go over well. That said, enough college kids use these things illicitly and then go to parties, so I'm not terribly concerned. KC says John has no sleeves. Are we going to get a Brocephus cameo?
I don't know about that, but yeah, I hate sleeves. I love having no sleeves.
Well, I do have sleeves. I'm in one of these polo shirts. I love polo shirts like this, but they generally don't make them long enough for me because I'm a little bit on the tall side. So it's like if I bend over, you can see my butt crack kind of shirt. And it makes me uncomfortable. But this shirt, this is one of the highest quality shirts I have ever bought. This shirt is it's more than 20 years old.
Oh, wow.
I've had this shirt since I was 16, and oh my God, I just realized I was 16 20 years ago. Fuck. Jesus. But yeah, it says I climbed Ben Nevis on it. So that's from when my dad took me to the UK. Ben Nevis is the tallest mountain on the Isle of. Or, I'm not sure whether it's in all of the UK or just on the island of Britain. But it's the tallest mountain, and because they don't really have mountains, tallest mountain is just a slightly large hill. So you hike up it, and it's a good hike, but you buy a T-shirt on your way down. And yeah, it's still in excellent condition, and it's 20 years old. Like I have other, I actually still have a lot of other shirts from that era that are like the raggedy shirts with holes in them that I use for painting and stuff.
Oh. See, normally the shirts that I use for that are just covered in like food stuff, like right here, because that's just how I roll.
I haven't used that so much anymore because since I did some work in a crawl space where it was stupid. I shouldn't have done it. Well, I didn't know I was going to upgrade the internet later, but we used to have the internet came in over there in the office, and I'm over here. So rather than have cables flying every which way over the office, I ran them through the crawl space underneath, which is dirty and gross and covered in spiders and dust and cobwebs, and it's not finished. It's not got a floor. It's just dirt down there, and it's just I hate that sort of thing. So I actually got like coveralls for it, and like was wearing like a mask and a hood and stuff like that. But so now I have coveralls that I can use for that sort of thing. Oh, we got a Paul in the chat too. Everybody's coming to the chat today. Is this a
fashion stream?
No, you see the two guys on here?
I mean, sleeves are overrated. Everybody just needs to go sleeveless.
I did my hair tonight. I don't know how to do my hair, so that's why it looks like this. But and well, no, okay. So my daughter likes to do my hair. Well, I put them to bed, and she's been watching Stranger Things, so she tries to make me look like Steve. And so my hair it has a mind of its own, so I had to like spend extra money on like this expensive clay stuff to get her to actually do it. So it actually holds really, really well. So like I do that and it just stays or whatever. But I don't know what I'm doing with it, so it looks like this.
Here's what you need to do. You need to let it grow out a lot and then do like an Eddie kind of hairdo there.
I don't know if I could pull off the Eddie aesthetic.
No.
I think I could do Jonathan. The kind of creepy, brooding.
Yeah.
I could do that.
I don't know. Your hair would have to lay down pretty flat for that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't. Hair wise, I wouldn't be able to do it. The rest of me, I can do this. I can brood. I can brood with the best of them. Anyway, on to some news items. Let's see. That's not the one I wanted to start with. That's the one I wanted to start with. From Only Sky, coming to us from good old Hemant Mehta, says, a Christian hate group says it's a church. Why does the IRS agree? This is not a new phenomenon, but this is a fairly new, like there's a new one, Family Research Council. They've done that thing where they apply to be a church. And so they were already a nonprofit. Only difference between being a church and being a nonprofit is, first off, that's what I might be wrong on this one because Hemant doesn't really mention that, which kind of surprised me. But I think that's when the Johnson Amendment starts applying, where you're like, if you're a nonprofit, you're allowed to do political stuff. You just have to disclose it and be open about it. Whereas if you're a church, you're not allowed to do political stuff, but you also now don't have to disclose anything.
Well, as far as I understand it about the whole 501c3 designation is that, I mean, regardless of church or nonprofit, like you can't endorse a candidate or tell people not to vote for a specific candidate. So you can't participate in it that way.
Oh, but so the whole still advocating against LGBTQ rights and stuff.
Right.
Okay.
And so you can still talk about political issues all you want to. It's just where it infringes on the Johnson Amendment is that if you start endorsing candidates or even whole parties, once you get into the endorsement or non-endorsement, I guess, like where you're negatively endorsing, I guess, some candidate or party or thing, then that's when it kind of breaches the Johnson Amendment.
Oh, Shannon Q's shitting on Stranger Things in the chat. I love Stranger Things. It's so good. Don't you dare shit on. I'll take your wrench away. It's such a good show, and the kids are all so good, and they're like charming and delightful, like right from season one. And it's I don't know. It hits the spot for me.
Well, I have to say, in the most recent season of it, I thought that they covered the whole satanic panic thing
Yes,
pretty well.
I loved that. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but they have like a whole sort of sub theme throughout it of this whole satanic panic and the ramifications of all that.
I want to say things, but I also don't want to spoil things for people that might not have seen it.
Yeah.
It was good. And the last episode, like I need to recalibrate myself, because since Mrs. Rhino died, I cry at movies easier than I used to. But I still don't much. The last episode of Stranger Things had me on a roller coaster. Like, I'm crying because it's happy. Oh, yeah, happy, happy. Oh, no, not that. Oh, sad, cry. And then happy again. And then it was just like up and down, and it wrecked me. But yeah, I don't know why, like, the last two episodes were each like feature film length.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I felt like nearly all of the episodes in this latest season was kind of like that. Like, not as much as the last two episodes, but like all the other episodes were more than an hour long, I think.
Yeah, they were usually around an hour. Anyway, we were doing news stuff. Remember I said my meds wore off around now. Okay, so what Hammond says is, as a non-profit group, they have every right to do this, lobby against LGBTQ crap. But like all non-profits, their tax-exempt status comes with a simple catch. They have to file the Form 990. So that's where they say where we got our money from and what we're doing with our money. As a church, they don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, and I think that if memory serves, the only thing that you really have to do in order to qualify, like as a church, is have like regular meetings and stuff like that. And I can't remember all of the criteria, but
there's
it was
14
like
criteria.
really lax.
There's 14 criteria. Let's see. I don't think he lists them. Oh yeah, here we go. There's a link to the list, so we can open the list. Distinct legal existence, recognized creed and form of worship, definite and distinct ecclesiastical government, formal code of doctrine and discipline, distinct religious history, membership not... So I guess that's their little way of filtering out, like, the flying spaghetti monster thing. Although I think they did... Are they officially a church? So I know there's some people that have had, like, driver's licenses, pictures taken with the soup or the pasta strainer on their colander. That's what it's called.
Yeah, colander. I think they're recognized as a religion, but I don't know if there's like an official church. I'm not aware of one.
Maybe membership not associated with any other church or denomination, organization of ordained ministers. That's interesting. Membership not associated with any other church or organization, because one of the ways that they got around this was saying that there's a bunch of churches that agree with us on a lot of crap, so we'll just consider those as member churches, and so call that us as a church. But it was like churches of different denominations. It wasn't a specific denomination.
Mm-hmm.
But then they hit 11 out of 14, so maybe that's one that they missed. Organization of ordained ministers selected after completing a prescribed course of study, literature of its own, established places of worship. Spoiler for later in the article, their established place of worship was, we have a cafeteria. And then a journalist called them to be like, hey, I'm calling up to find out when your church services are. I'd like to attend your church. And they were told, no, we don't do church services. But they told the IRS that they did.
Yeah.
And the IRS didn't even check. They were just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Regular congregations, regular religious services, Oh, is it, I guess the services would whatever. I don't know. Some of these are overlapping. Sunday schools for the religious instruction of the young, which at this organization that would be terrifying. School for the preparation of its members. So those are the 14 thingamajingers, to use the technical term.
Yeah, I don't like, as far as the wording on the IRS site, I don't think that they have to satisfy every single one of these.
No,
they probably just have to.
It's a most rather than an all thing.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah. So he links to if you haven't seen this John Oliver bit on HBO for churches, it's excellent. He starts a church at the end of it just to show how easy it is and how little the IRS bothers to check. Obviously, I'm not going to play that because I play it pretty fast and loose with the copyright bots sometimes, but I feel like HBO's on top of things.
They really are.
Yeah.
Especially with John Oliver's show.
Yeah. That and Game of Thrones. Well, I don't know if they're so stringent about Game of Thrones anymore, but anyway, so this is the question: how did they hit these things that they clearly don't actually hit? They lied, or stretched the truth beyond reality. So yeah, so it says its employees are its ministers. So if you work there, you're a minister. Its members are congregations. Its cafeteria was the place of worship, and its board of directors are the elders, and the president is the head deacon. And the radio show is an extension of the congregation.
Oh.
So it's transparent bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it could get more transparent. John Wayne says John Oliver does the news better than network news, and it's still funnier than most comics. I agree with that. He's not regular enough. Stephen Colbert is who I tend to go to for current events sorts of things.
Cool. Yeah, Colbert's pretty cool.
But when it's a comedy show, you have to, not take them on their word for everything, because like they have to exaggerate for comedic effect frequently. But yeah, it was kind of surprising to me how like accurate Colbert was as a news source, like during the Trump presidency.
Yeah.
Because I didn't arrive at Colbert because I thought, oh, he's left leaning, he agrees with me on stuff, therefore I will go with him. I landed on him because I was looking for people that were being accurate about stuff, and he was the only one that I could see that wasn't spinning too much.
Right. Yeah, you got to be careful about that, because I mean, both sides spin it. You just got to find ones that don't spin it as much as the others.
Oh yeah, like Occupy Democrats, I agree with a lot of their tweets. They are a propaganda mill. They're a left-leaning propaganda mill, and they will bend the truth to fit their narrative. So Occupy Democrats, be careful with them. Always double-check their stuff. Like,
I never feel like I can really share their stuff.
Don't believe it just because you agree with it. But yeah, so some of the leaders here, of course, defended the decision, saying the change allowed them to avoid government interference with their work, even though the government wasn't getting in the way of their missions.
Yeah.
So it's just a way for them to be more sneaky, for them to not have to disclose where their stuff is going. Oh, Shannon says, I have to go watch Big Brother now. Try not to suck. I don't know. I feel like even if I do suck, I'll still be better than Big Brother. Just saying.
Oh, I think that she's talking about Big Brother, like Big Brother not sucking.
No, I think she's talking about me.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't seem like Shannon not to leave with a little jab.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was expecting a comma there, but maybe I just got bad grammar. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, I have no problem saying I'm better than Big Brother.
I don't know, man. Sometimes that Big Brother's pretty spicy.
Yeah, there's a whole category on Pornhub for the Big Brother sex tapes.
What?
There is. Apparently,
I mean, I don't
apparently,
serve Big Brother. Porn.
apparently, the people on Big Brother occasionally have sex, which that doesn't really surprise me. But like employees that have access to the tapes will like pirate them out somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, Casey confirmed she was talking about us not sucking.
Yeah, I got that.
Blade Runner says watching a turd flushing is better than Big Brother. Yeah, I can confidently say I'm probably at least a little better than watching a turd flushing. Depends on the turd. That could be really satisfying. Like, whoop. Okay. You're welcome, Hemant, for interspersing your lovely article with this commentary.
I'm sure he'd love it.
Maybe. So yeah, apparently the Family Research Council moved to become a church in 2020. And this is where they claim they fulfilled the IRS's requirements because it's partners. It is partners with a whole bunch of churches. And it claims it has nearly 40,000 churches in its association. It does not list these churches. It did not tell the IRS who these churches are. It just pulled a number out of its ass.
Mm-hmm.
Corporations are people, so they can have asses, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
a corporation can just be a giant ass.
so John, your Godless Engineer YouTube channel is that's a religion, right? You've got like 10,000 member satellite churches all across North America, don't you? Or your subscribers are your ministers.
Sure. I mean, I think so. I mean, I could definitely pull a church out of the GE ass. So I mean, I think yeah, we could totally make GE a church of the Godless Engineer. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
KC is right now being like, please God, no, please don't.
Yeah, no, that invites for an atheist organization, that invites a level of scrutiny that is uncomfortable. Whereas for a Christian organization, it's the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they told the IRS that they perform baptisms and weddings, but that's like via its affiliated churches. So it's like the church that it won't tell you which church is a member does baptisms and weddings. Therefore, we do baptisms and weddings. Oh yeah, here we go. So
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I got to, when a ProPublica reporter called to inquire about service times, a staffer who answered the phone responded, "We don't have church services." It's like, well, that's not what you told the IRS.
Yeah. This is a good point. You know, somebody pointed out in the chat that we do our Bible studies online, so, you know, we're basically a church.
I kind of do a Bible study. I've got to edit July's episode. Actually kind of worked out well. Last month's episode ran way too long, so I split it into two, so now I don't have to, like, she's busy in the summer. I'm not going to be able to pin her down inside in a dingy old office to record Bible stories when there's outside playing and friends to play with and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll wait for a rainy day. So yeah, basically IRS got scared about a decade ago when churches essentially started in like, okay, well, you know, actually, like if you actually investigate us, then we'll start putting up a public stink.
Yeah.
Praise be to the Rhino and Engineer. Does my live stream count as our regular worship service? Will you be a joint church?
I mean, I think so, yeah.
Sure, why not? Subscribe to The Watering Hole, where we create religions on, like, just out of our asses for no apparent reason. Well, no, lots of apparent reasons. Oh, I'd save so much money in taxes if I was a religious affiliation. I've considered registering as a nonprofit, but there's like way too many hoops to jump through because I'm not actually. But it's like I'm looking and it's like, well, it says educational organization. I do educational crap sometimes with dick jokes. Who's Your Buddy says GE does Bible studies, has a Friday night mass, gives to charities, and has private meetings for members. Sounds like a church to me. Yeah, sounds like you've got a legit claim there. At least as legit as the Family Research Council.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I'm totally. I mean, I'm in total agreement with that. Definitely.
Okay. Kitty's making an appearance, but she's not showing her face. So we gotta. Oh, yeah, purr right into that microphone. You little attention whore. Okay. Oh God, I need to trim her claws. She keeps stabbing me. She got the rabies shot the other day, so I stabbed her back. Yaha.
Oh, okay.